welcome to a special edition of the Spartan Newsroom. I'm Kaylee Garrison. Thanks for joining us. Throughout the semester, students have created stories about people and places in and around East Lansing, Michigan. We wanted to share them with you. Take a look.
You can see our ligand moving around.
Talking about molecules typically doesn't result in laughter.
I took them out to make it a little bit clearer.
But thanks to the Michigan State University Science Festival,
this is year 7 and we're just on day 16.
Abrams Planetarium was filled with oohs, ahs, and giggles from all ages.
So this, I think, is a really good opportunity to engage with young people and other members of our community.
This year's theme of Unraveling the Mysteries invited people of all ages to come learn about the everyday curiosities in different scientific subjects.
We like to get the message of science out to, we like to have something for everyone, so there's hands-on activities, lectures, demonstrations, pub talks.
Molecules at the Movies was only one of over 250 events that took place on campus this year,
where we look at the molecules that are in our bodies and particularly how drug molecules can interact with their different receptors in the body. So we used movies and TV shows to motivate the life of molecules.
With this year's 16-day Science Festival coming to an end, plans for next year to take place in the planetarium and other buildings across campus are already being discussed.
I do have ideas. We're currently working on a planetarium show about astronomy in Chile, and so there's a lot of news coming out of Chile as one of the premier places to do astronomy.
While the first 7 years have been a success, the festival looks forward to sparking curiosity in science for many more years to come. In East Lansing, I'm Michaela Temple.
As the school year comes to an end, so does the trial process for CATA offering free transportation to Michigan State University students, faculty, and staff throughout MSU's campus. Wolfgang Bauer, who is the Associate Vice President for Administration, said it's been successful.
It actually turned out that the bus rides were much more popular, especially in cold weather, than we had anticipated, and the ridership went up by 38%.
MSU senior Vanessa Booth said it's made her commute to class more convenient.
I think it's a lot better because we already have a lot of different things we have to pay for, so taking away that liability just helps.
While statistics show its success across campus, freshman Ryan Buckley would like to see a few changes.
There is currently only one bus that runs through Brody neighborhood that is free for students, and it would be nice to have another one that goes through Brody, and also just extending the 33's time.
As MSU and CATA discuss extending the free service, Bauer is figuring out the flaws.
We're trying to optimize this transportation.
I spoke with Lola Robinson, who is CATA's spokesperson, and she said CATA can't speak about this issue because it's still working with MSU to figure out if free transportation will be offered to students next year.
I can't speak for the president or the board of trustees, and they have to decide if they want to repay for this next year. I'm certainly recommending it. I think this will be decided in the board retreat during the summer.
The following stories feature people with a talent they'd like to share. Take a look.
20-year-old Justin Stack's love for soccer began at age 3 with a soccer ball and a pair of cleats.
I grew up with a passion for soccer. My parents would constantly yell at me for kicking the ball around the house. I just couldn't get enough of it.
Justin's day typically starts with a run at 5 a.m.
I have to work out on my own time in order to stay ahead of my competitors.
After a morning workout or practice, Justin attends classes at Madonna University in Livonia, Michigan, where he is studying to be a nurse.
My class schedule pretty much revolves around soccer. My team practices are Monday through Friday from 12:30 to 3:30, so all my classes fall either before or after that.
As a second-year student athlete on a scholarship, Justin Stack must continue maintaining a high GPA. He works hard to balance his heavy soccer schedule with his nursing courses.
I honestly had no idea where my soccer career would end up. During my junior year of high school, I tore my ACL, and I felt like my hopes of playing college soccer were over.
But little did he know just how fast he would recover.
Recovering from this injury was extremely tough for me, but it really motivated me even more to get better than where I left off before my injury. I went through a lot of physical therapy and trained every single day of the summer going into my senior year of high school.
Justin's talent and recovery began to shine senior year in high school as he received offers from schools all around the United States.
I chose Medina University for a lot of reasons, actually. The school has an amazing coach. I also saw the most potential in bringing home a national title at this school.
And Justin Stack has brought home the soccer national championship title twice since starting his soccer career at Medina University. He shot the winning goal his freshman year in 2018 at the national championships in Los Angeles, California.
My family being there to watch me for all my games was the best part. More than half of my teammates are actually recruited from different countries.
As a sophomore, Justin is already getting scouted for semi-pro soccer teams such as Detroit City FC and AFC Ann Arbor.
I would love to play either semi-professional or professional soccer after college if the opportunity was there. But right now I'm just focused on nursing school and college soccer, and we'll see where life takes me.
In Livonia, I'm Julia Marshall reporting.
My name is Nicholas Urbani. I go to Kettering University. I'm a sophomore too, studying computer science, focus is cybersecurity. On my free time, I usually play the piano, play video games, I develop websites. If I'm bored from the music I'm working on, I try to write my own stuff. I practice piano around 2 to 3 hours a day. My most recent composition is titled Lust. I'm right now working on a 7-piece composition, one for each of the deadly sins. I started off with Lust, and I'm going to go through the other 6. As I was writing it, I started dating someone, and she thought it would be really nice to do a tango. And I said sure, and I changed everything to be more of a tango, wrote a tango. But in the middle of writing it, we did break up, so I changed the theme. Instead of about lust, I changed it to kind of what lust does to someone. Try to put a backstory in it, try to kind of have that feel. And I was kind of inspired by that. Everywhere that I go, I just think of music. I've tried playing guitar, tried to learn playing guitar. Every now and again I pick it up and try to go over all the stuff, but I've never really had the motivation as much as I do piano. You can just press any of the 88 keys and it makes a noise, but pressing a bunch of them together and in a certain order just makes everything sound better. I was looking for a new piano teacher, and I was jumping around. Places denied me because they really didn't have any way to teach me. Other teachers, they accepted me, but they kind of really had me as a student because they just wanted to really show me off and have me learn pieces that they wanted me to learn. As I was pursuing piano, especially in high school, I've always wanted to go to Juilliard. And as I've been practicing and as I've been playing, I've realized Juilliard is still well away from me, even though I play at least 2 or 3 hours every day. My biggest deterrent for becoming a professional pianist was my parents. They drove me to be the best person I could be, and I learned a lot of lessons from them. And from those, I've come to realize that I'd rather keep piano as an extravagant hobby because of my drive for financial stability in the future.
People just think, oh, you go up and just kick the ball, but there's a whole lot of more things that you need. There's a lot to it that people don't really see behind the scenes. I got into kicking. I was like 9, I think. They were looking for a kicker, and I played soccer. I'm pretty sure I was one of the only soccer players. I was really young, and then I showed up late to practice, which didn't really give the best impression. they asked me to just do a kickoff or like a punt or something, and I did a lot farther than everyone else. A lot of kicking is mostly mental, more than it is physical. You have to make sure that when you're taking your steps, it's the same each time. It's, so you have everything muscle memory down each time. I got invited to a top prospect camp, which is the top 100 kickers in the country. I was a freshman going into my sophomore year of high school at the time, and I was one of 2 sophomores, and I think there was 1 freshman, and the rest of the another 97 were all juniors and seniors. For me right now is I just need to keep working on my craft. It's just all about repetition and practice and hitting the gym. You win games, and especially on those last, 3 seconds left on the clock, that's kickers. It takes a lot of, strong mindset. You'll get a lot of crap from the team for being a kicker, but at the end of the day, you just got to ask, how many points do you have? Because I know I have more than you.
Now these next few stories are going to inspire you. They're about people who have overcome adversity and fought through challenges. Take a look.
Salvatore Ventura is the successful family business owner of Sal's Pizza in Dearborn, Michigan. Sal and his family migrated from Italy to the United States with nothing but their clothes. He worked hard to pursue living the American dream.
I was around 12 and a half when my dad decided to come to America to seek a better life. Mom was praying all the time for a better life one day.
Salvatore's day begins with paying bills and analyzing business plans at 9 a.m.
The opportunities that this country offers, we didn't have them then in Italy.
Salvatore Ventura quit school to help feed and take care of his family.
And don't look back, because you quit school, now you go ahead and make your life out of it.
And scrapping for junk off the street for money was necessary to make ends meet.
To other people, probably it was garbage, but to me, it was money. Park the truck and jump out and put a tank on top of my whatever was out there. Dishwashers, stoves, anything I could make extra money on.
Sal even recalls his struggle the day he opened Sal's Pizza.
I'm gonna buy enough food just to get me through the day, and then at the end of the day, I'll take whatever I made and I'll go buy more food for tomorrow. I just wanted to survive at least a week. I bought some cheese, some pepperoni, some lettuce, tomatoes. And then when I gave her the money, I started laughing, and the lady said, "What are you laughing about?" I said, "I'm opening my place in 1 hour." I said, "I have $11 left. If I don't make some money tonight, I'm done." She said, "I'll pray for you." I said, "Thanks."
But much to his surprise, the brand new pizzeria on Chase Street was a hit.
And within an hour or so, the phone started ringing.
Sal's, can I help you?
We did great.
The community has embraced Sal's Pizza because they recognize and respect Sal's struggle. He's more than just a business owner. He's an inspiration to the community.
This community for my brother's everything. They were waiting for him to open for so many years.
And Sal has high hopes of one day passing his beloved pizzeria down to his son and manager, Marcello Ventura.
I'm constantly trying to think about how we can be better as a business and things that we can do and innovate, and true hard work pays off. So I hope to lead by example, do the same thing that he did. I want to make him proud.
And as Sal's has morphed into one of the most successful businesses in East Dearborn, they begin to make even bigger plans for the future.
We're so busy, thank God, we're opening a second place in Dearborn Heights.
It's a blessing. It's a blessing.
In East Dearborn, I'm Julia Marshall reporting.
On the inside, She's just like most 19-year-old kids transitioning toward adulthood initiation. Whether she's chilling like a cool cat, perfecting her swing, or working 40 hours a week,
work a lot.
Paige Deisler is just trying to figure out who she is and what she wants.
Never really been comfortable with my body. Like when I was a kid, I always wore one piece for swimming, and I hated it. I just hated having to be in the pool or anything. And if I did get in the pool, that was where I was staying. I didn't want to get out. I didn't want anybody to see me in my bathing suit.
And for most 19-year-olds, the process of self-acceptance doesn't typically go far beyond the mental battlefield. But for Paige, the battle is being brought to the operating table.
The plan for this summer, I'm getting top surgery.
With hundreds of emotions spinning around inside of her head, one that is inevitable is concern.
She had some concerns about with work and things like that, going in one day this way and coming back 6 weeks later this way. Everybody's different and everybody's got their own direction.
I'm basically just removing my breast completely, not doing any reduction, just completely off.
Though the majority of people taking on this paramount surgery is for gender reassignment purposes,
yeah, I guess it could be a boy.
Paige finds her niche with the minority.
I still want people to, use she and her pronouns.
Paige being strong like she is and being able to talk to people and just be herself, I think people have been very receptive to it, and I think it's a good thing.
After a lifetime of waiting for this moment, this 19-year-old finally gets to feel like herself.
Why?
And it feels like
relief, literally.
With MSU Journalism, Alexis Ayala reporting.
She's a very determined individual. I think sometimes that may be a problem. Sometimes I think she's overly determined, but I also think that's one of her strengths.
I think she's still very strong-willed and consistent, but she's learned that it's okay to ask for help, and that doesn't make her any weaker of a person. In fact, it may make her stronger.
This is Cora Kaufman. She's a pole vaulter for Central Michigan University, but lately she's been spending a lot more time on the sidelines than on the pole vault.
Okay, so there was a track meet in Kent, Ohio. There's a Kent State meet, and I was pole vaulting there. And like I said, I have back pain for a while, but my back pain was really bad that day. And after my last vault of the day, I had really bad back spasms. I got them to calm down. But then later on that day, I just started not to be able to walk, kind of progressed over a bit. But then after an hour, I couldn't hold myself up at all. My teammates had to walk me around.
Things did not get better after that. Cora's condition required her to go to both Sparrow Hospital in Lansing and Mary Free Bed in Grand Rapids. After release, her walking problems started again.
But then I've still had issues a couple times. Over this last week, I had to use crutches almost every day.
She's very do it on her own type of thing. She just kind of pushes through things. I just kind of try to be there for her emotionally and mentally and just kind of be a person to lean on. I've had to walk her home from the cafeteria a few times because she couldn't walk anymore, but mostly just try to be there for her when she needs me.
I wouldn't say I'm depressed, but I'm definitely in a low point just because athletics and being active and going out and doing things and exploring is a big part of my personality. I like to go explore and, rock climb and stuff like that, and now I can't do that, and the future is just very uncertain right now. I don't even know if I'll be able to be a PA because I can't, get in my hours, so I have to be able to lift people, and I can't even hold myself up, so I can't get my own, hours in so I can apply to PA school, and if I can't go to PA school, I can't be a PA, so there's just a lot of uncertainties right now, and I just don't know where I'm going at this point, so it's kind of a low point.
Cora may be on the sidelines for now, but one thing's for sure, she's not giving up. In Mount Pleasant, I'm Connor Smithy reporting.
Twice last summer, I walked door to door on Drexel Road on the east side of Detroit for a political campaign I was working on. It's typical work for that sort of job. A few weeks after my last walk there, 2 young black people were shot on that street doing the same thing I was. I wish I could say that this was the event that inspired me or woke me up. But at the point I'm at, in my work, you just have to get used to tragedies like these.
And something I've noticed about Ed is he has a lot of passion. If he cares about something, he cares about it to the full extent.
My dad's funeral was something to me that was kind of, it was the transition point in my life, because it showed me that I could give people that kind of feeling from speaking. And then when I went back to school in my wealthy, majority white neighborhood, it was like my father's funeral never ended. That led me to studying racism, studying classism, studying any kind of societal divisions that we have in America. I realized all of that at my dad's funeral. And from that point on, I realized that was my best gift, was being able to tell people, as many people as possible at one time, that everything's not as bad as it seems and maybe things can get better.
I feel like Ed has really shown me a positive way of thinking about things and try to escape some of the normative thoughts processes that most people fall through.
The white segregationist and the ordinary white man have more in common with one another than either do with the American black man. King said that in '68. It's on the first page of the first book that I gave Jack, and it's still true today. And that's a question that we all need to ask ourselves. How did that happen? And if we don't, then I don't know what's going to happen.
Have you ever wanted to do something but you're not sure how? Watch a how-to video. Now, what are these next videos about? You'll have to find out.
Explain how we lift our
We
dogs.
lift them up from the bottom of their chest. Yep. Hi, sweetheart. We put our noose on to keep them safe.
Well, she was on a diet.
She is on a diet, but she wasn't today.
Yeah.
Okay.
A, they don't slip. B, they don't get mud, debris, ice clots up in there and cause sores.
Nice.
Tickles.
It does. I can do this to myself. It wouldn't hurt me at all. Poor little thing. It's okay. You just want to get that clear part off, the white. Otherwise, the quick will bleed. And if it does, it pours out the blood. Synthetic quick stop. And it clots the blood.
It coagulates, and it has a mild pain reliever in it, because a quick nail is much like a cokehead.
For her little feet. You're fine. It doesn't hurt them. Hang on.
It tickles.
Yeah.
Hello, my name is Paris Brown, and I'm going to teach you how to knit. The materials that you need is knitting needles, 2 knitting needles, and some yarn. You kind of like go around, you get this end, go inside, and then you kind of like pull both strings, and there you have a slip knot. Just use any of the 2 knitting needles and just put one on the loop. Go under or inside it, and you take this apart. If I wanted to make more than one like loop, I just continue, like repeat the process over. So under, around, and then go under again, and I can just do that again. Like this is a classic it's like knitting strategy. Others are very complicated. This is a really good start. 1, 2, 3, 4, so and oh yeah, this is the final part.
So today I'm here to talk about one of the most important aspects of basketball, and that's the free throw shot.
The free throw happens after every foul on a shot during the play of game. For the free throw, we're going to break it down into 4 steps: balance, arc, rotation, and follow through. For balance, you want to make sure that you have your feet about shoulder width apart, one just a little bit in front of the other. So the third step is rotation. Rotation is very important because it allows your ball to move through the air with the least amount of friction. So the second part, arc, is also very important because you don't want to have a flat shot and you don't want to have too much arc on the ball either. So the fourth and final step is follow through. Follow through is important because it helps you maintain the correct aim to make your shot. So putting all the steps together, the free throw should look like this.
Repotting plants. These are leaves. You have to, if they're big enough and strong enough, you can stick them in some water and let them grow its own roots. So we're going to pull this off. Make sure we have enough roots on there so that they can get nourishment. I really prefer to repot plants in the summer. Natural sunlight, you can't beat it. In the house, you got that light, then you got your windows. These in, this one, not enough. So we just leave them for another time. A lot of roots on it, so you know when it's got roots like that. And sometimes it takes 4 or 5 months. Okay, we're gonna put, it's kind of a dirty job too. Your nails will get filthy. Okay. In fact, I like to do this outside as well because it is kind of can be a dirty job. So I water them once a week. I go and I test the soil with my hand, and I know how damp it should be, and that's that. Good.
This video explains how to color an eye. Step 1. Find appropriate colors to color in the eye with. You need light colors for the outer ring and dark colors for the inner ring. You will first start with the outer ring, then move to the inner ring of the eye. For the outer ring, be sure to use the dark color that you picked out. Then you move on to the lighter color for the inner rings of the eye. Next step is to darken the eyelid. Doing this, you need to gradually get lighter as you get towards the iris of the eye, and the darkest should be at the corners and at the very top of your lid. The last step is to put your eyelashes in, and this you just go over the pencil lines of the eye. And that is how you color in an eye.
Reading the Bible is important because it provides provides guidance for everyday life. So advice I would give someone if they just wanted to start reading the Bible would be like, you could look up a plan online, or you could just start in like the New Testament in like Matthew or something, or just like basically any book that would interest you. Just get into it. Honestly, I just looked up a 365-day plan and liked that one, so I just went with it. So you read either like some of the first 5 books of the Bible, which is right now I'm reading from Exodus, and then you read part of like the Chronicles, kind of about all the kings, and then I read a Psalm, and then a book from the New Testament, which is Romans right now. I read on my phone right now only because that's like where the plan is located, but I will read out of like the actual book during Bible studies.
That's all from the Spartan Newsroom. I'm Kaylee Garrison. For more information, be sure to check out the Spartan Newsroom website or MSU TV channel 18.1. Thank you for watching and have a great day.